How do you overcome self-doubt? There's a lot of rabbit holes we can go down, but I'll start with a story. So, for the longest time in my business career, I would hire coaches, and I think this is really important, especially when you're starting out, to get mentors around you that know the path to take. This is why people go to medical school. They learn from a system, and those systems will allow you to develop a skill set in which you can go out into the world and you can operate from a stronger place, right? Because if you have the skills, you'll have the confidence. Now, at a certain point, a lot of people will develop the skills and they'll move on to the next thing. So it's like I used to buy a coaching program and then I'd be on to the next coaching program before I even finished it. And so what I was not doing was integrating. And so I would go and I would run to the next thing, hoping that that would be the answer. And I keep getting messages from guys that are giving me unsolicited advice. So if you ever get advice from people, you got to know what unsolicited advice is. Unsolicited advice is, there's a couple of levels, and I got this from a mentor, Jesse Elder. There's 4 forms of advice. There's solicited and unsolicited, and there is what's the word? Let's call it knowledgeable and unknowledgeable. So solicited means that you asked for it, and knowledgeable means that the person giving you the advice has knowledge on it and they have lived experience and embody it. So if someone is a business mentor and they've closed $20,000 a month every single month for the past 5 years, they're knowledgeable, right? If you reach out to them and they give you advice, that's solicited advice. So the first level is unsolicited and unknowledgeable. So this is when someone messages you and they go, hey man, you got to do this. Can I give you some feedback? Okay, cool. I'm always open to feedback. They give you feedback, but then you look at their profile or you talk to them and you go, what kind of results have you gotten? They go, I've never done that, but this is what I recommend. So unsolicited, unknowledgeable, throw that out. You don't need it, because someone who really understands giving advice and coaching will know that they should never tell someone something that they're not open to receiving. So if you just go into someone's inbox and you go, hey, here's what you should do differently, they might listen to you, but they're probably not going to do it because you didn't ask them, hey, is it cool if I give you some feedback? If they go, yeah, you can give them some feedback. But oftentimes people message and they go, can I give you some feedback? And the person goes, yeah, but they don't listen because there was never a conversation that prompted them actually wanting advice. So that's number 1. Number 2 is unsolicited knowledgeable. So a business coach slides into your DMs, shows you the $100,000 they made that month, and they're telling you how to do it differently. Well, again, you never asked. So if you're a business owner and you're running around giving unsolicited advice, I see this in the DMs all the time. People will just message me, and sometimes it works for some people, but oftentimes because it's unsolicited and I didn't actually reach out to them, I wasn't the one that was like, oh, I see your lighthouse, I'm going to it. They're trying to pull me in. It's a difference between what Jesse Elder calls a tugboat and a lighthouse. So that person, because they're not fully in their power, they're running around giving people unsolicited advice, whereas the person fully in their power will not give the advice unless the person asks. And the person will usually ask when that person displays and shows openly, I have these results, and they'll reach out to them. Now, the next level is solicited unknowledgeable. So this would be me reaching out to a friend and I go, hey man, what's your opinion on this? And the friend goes, I don't really know about this situation, but because I reached out, it's always higher than someone that is knowledgeable on the subject because it was solicited. I wanted the advice, and even though the person doesn't fully embody it, or know it, I'm more likely to change just by asking. And so it's really important, if you're trying to help you facilitate your family changing, or a person you know, if they come to you, it's much better than you going to them and telling them how it should be done. Always. It's always better. So be the change you want to see. If you want to help someone, well, stop trying to help them. It's super counterintuitive. Stop trying to help them. Help yourself by putting out some content, by talking openly, by showing them, I'm going to the gym every day. Here's how I'm doing it. And then before you know it, they'll go, oh, wow, this person is educated. And that brings us to the next level of solicited knowledgeable. And this is ultimately where successful business owners do very well. It's because people will openly reach out all the time. This is like true leadership. I'm going to the gym every day. I'm doing X, Y, Z. I do this, this, and this. This is how I got from here to here. Here's how I overcame this. That person reaches out and wants advice. And it's like, cool, we can have a conversation. And so I've had a lot of people message me. I've had a lot of knowledgeable people message me, but they never found out what I'm going through. And so not only is it like, one, they don't know fully where I'm at, they also never even asked if I need help. It's just like, hey man, you should be doing it this way. And they don't know if I already tried that way. They don't know if I already went down all those routes. Now, if someone's in danger, if they're going to go on a raft and the raft is popped, it is your duty and your moral obligation to tell them that the raft is popped, right? If you go up to them and they go, oh, I know, you don't stand there and get on your soapbox and tell them, you know what happens when a raft is popped, all this stuff, right? You give them your information that you know, and you just let them know. And if they say, cool, thanks, I appreciate it, and no conversation opens, cool, you did your job. You did your moral obligation, and that's that. It's not on you anymore. But what I've been seeing a lot, and I had to learn this the hard way when I first started entrepreneurship and I was trying to give people unsolicited advice. Even though I was knowledgeable, it was very challenging because I'm like, I know I can help this person, but they didn't want my help. And so people will message me and they go, Logan, you got to do your videos this way. You need to be talking to people this way. You need to put captions this way. You need to do thumbnails this way. And what they don't know is I already did all that. I've already done the ChatGPT prompts. I've done the spreadsheets. I've outsourced on Fiverr. And I did that for a long time. And you know what? It wasn't me. It wasn't the path I want to go down. And could someone be giving me educated, knowledgeable advice that would actually work? Yes, but if they fail to understand that that's not where I'm at right now, they're essentially, not that it's a bad thing, but they're kind of wasting their time and they're wasting mine by focusing on trying to help me, right? And I love it. I love humans that try and help other humans. I think it's really important. There are a lot of people that never speak up, which is also wrong, because if you see that popped raft and you speak up, there'll be many situations where someone is so grateful for you telling them because they didn't know. And so that's important, but there's nuance to this. And so like I've done all these things, and now what I'm realizing is with my deeper and more newfound connection to God, I don't actually need to be asking people for help. This is why there's like very big influencers online like Hamza, who's got millions of followers, and all of his videos are about people's pain, talking about addiction to prawn and do this every day to become a 1% better man, and these catchy titles. But what it's doing is it's feeding off of the the addiction of other people's pain to seek answers outside of themselves. So they click on the video and it actually becomes like I'm going to watch 150 of Hamza's videos in 1 month and I'm not going to implement any of it. And so if you're on my video or anyone else's videos and you get wisdom out of it and you get motivation, don't let that motivation be taken lightly. Like, take the motivation and go do it. If I say something in the video and it's like, this is what I did, and you go, that really resonates, I need to do that, well, go do it. Go get your hands dirty and ultimately embody it. Go and try and integrate it into your life, and then you can come back and watch more videos if you need to. But what you'll find is over time you integrate enough stuff and you don't need anyone, which is very scary because the world is designed in a way to get people constantly buying products, coaching memberships, and all of these things to get people kind of feeding off of people's wounds of, I'm not enough and I can't do this on my own and I need somebody else, right? So like at a certain point, when you become very healthy and you start taking your health into your hands, you start taking your wealth into your hands, you start taking your relationships into your hands, you'll find, oh, maybe I do still go spend money on that gym, but I'm spending money on that gym because I value the community. I value the people that I'm around. I'm not doing it because I feel worthless and I need help. And we all have to go through the period of hiring mentors and coaches and all that stuff in order to get out of that level in which you don't fully feel whole. But when you fully feel whole, you'll stop giving unsolicited advice to people. You'll start becoming more knowledgeable. And what you'll find is your friends, family, people around you, they will start coming to you. They will start asking for advice, and that will be completely solicited. If you click on this video and you watch it in its entirety, it's solicited, right? You clicked on it, and then you stay on the video. It means there's knowledge that you care about. There's information, there's an energy about it. That's a solicited, knowledgeable relationship. So those are the relationships we want to look for. We also want to be careful of jumping into relationships with people, contracts, coaching agreements, where you feel super out of your power because you're not as knowledgeable as the other person. And that person was milking you in an unsolicited way and almost gaslighting you, pushing, hey, you're not enough because you don't have what I have. The knowledgeable, solicited person doesn't have to do that. You'll come to them. It'll be a more organic relationship. And eventually, your relationship with yourself will become so knowledgeable and so solicited that you never need to listen to any unsolicited or even solicited advice again. The solicited advice only comes from your intuition and your higher creator. That's it. Your knowledge starts coming from your lived experience, and you can pull from that and you can share it with other people. And then you can be in community with people who are giving you solicited advice because you trust them and they trust you, and you're both knowledgeable and you both accept your flaws, your discrepancies, but you also accept that you respect that person. And you'll respect people more when you start becoming a more solicited and knowledgeable person. So that's the premise of the video. If you want to join a solicited, knowledgeable community, we have a group called Ubuntu Fellowship. It's a men's group, and it's ultimately a community. And this community is based off the premise that men need other men. And I don't say need in a way of we have to have it from a place of lack. It's we need each other from a place of wholeness. In order to really be whole, we need to be around other men where we're not trying to take from each other, or we have agendas where we're trying to get something out of the other men. It's we're being around other men in a container, in a space where we can be men, and we can share our knowledge. For example, there's men in the community now who are fathers. I can't go into the community and start giving fatherly advice. I can maybe share a video from something I saw from another guy who had understanding from fatherhood. I could even share, this is what my father told me the other day. But those fathers have far more knowledge on the topic of fatherhood than I do. And the cool thing is, I'm learning from them now what not to do when I'm a father. I'm learning from them now what to do. I'm learning from them how they show up, what their struggles are, what their trials and tribulations are. And the cool thing is, I get to avoid all those pitfalls because I understand it now. And I get to share with them my gifts and my stories, the things I'm doing. I get to instill the youth that I have back into them so they can be more youthful fathers. And it's a very beautiful relationship. And it's a relationship that I wish I had younger, but there was a part of me that was always seeking these relationships and these people where I pedestalized them rather than seeing them as equals. And so if you don't join Ubuntu, but you do feel the need for community, because let's face it, in this day and age, community is so important. And it's dropped, especially in America, significantly since COVID and all these other things. And I've visited all these other countries, and something they do very well, despite them being maybe unhealthy and eating seed oils and all this crap all the time, they have community. So they'll actually outlive an American that doesn't because they have people around them. And community is so important because it provides a space for you to feel held. If you're going through it in life, you can reach out to someone without an agenda and they'll help you just because you're in their community. So community is so important. I continue to realize how important it is. And I continue to realize that that's what I want to invest my time and energy into, because it's ultimately what makes me feel more whole and it makes other people feel more whole. So if you want to join us, there'll be a link below. You can apply and then we can chat. Other than that, you guys have a great day. Much love. Later.